Well, folks, Fox News pulled the trigger. So this is a picture that you won't see anymore on Fox TV. Mr. Bill O'Reilly was given his walking papers. Now, before you start crying for Bill, let me say this. Number one, he ain't going to be hurting for any money. Why? Because he just signed a contract last year for an additional 3 years at 13 mil a year. So that by itself is 39 mil. You know damn well that he ain't walking away from that 39 mil. Number two, they probably gave him, on top of the 39 mil, a golden parachute. So financially, he's not going to be hurting. Now, obviously the man has a huge following. He did, after all, have the #1, and I don't call it actually a news show, but I'll call it an opinion show, but he had the #1 opinion show on cable TV. So he's got a following. It may not be immediately, but I give it 90 days unless he signed some type of an agreement not to compete with Fox, which he probably did to some degree. So it's probable that when he surfaces, he won't be on at night for a while, especially on any type of video medium. Now, he could pull a Rush Limbaugh and go to something like XM radio and start up a show. The problem there is going to be sponsors. Now, for all of you who think that Fox basically saw the light and really feel strongly about the women that they employ and the women around the country, etc., etc., they didn't give a damn about the sexual harassment. They had already paid $13 million out in sexual harassment settlements. They were fully prepared to settle with any woman who was suing for monetary gain to make those go away. They more than likely were going to come up with something to deal with the civil suits that weren't seeking monetary damages, just a statement, and they probably would have negotiated some type of a statement from him. All that would have been fine, but this basically came down to moolah, money. It was noted that his ratings, after all of this started going down, did not go down. As a matter of fact, they went up. But the sponsors started feeling the heat. And by last count, his particular show had lost 80 of its sponsors, and some very high-powered sponsors, Mercedes-Benz, etc. Now, even that might not have done the trick. But the nail in the coffin was the fact that Rupert Murdoch has got a mega billion-dollar deal in the works over in the United Kingdom and Europe in order to obtain a massive media company. And this was basically poisoning the well. So in order to, I guess, curry favor for that particular deal, Bill had to go, and he went. Now again, don't feel sorry for Bill, because #1, he's got plenty of dinero in his pocket, enough pretty much to last him the rest of his life if he doesn't burn through $39 million plus. And he's not a spring chicken, so he may not be here for all that long. But he still has revenue coming in from, obviously, the book deals that he's done. And he is going to be on media somewhere pulling in coins. Maybe not the same coins he was pulling in at Fox, but he is going to be pulling in some coins. Probably somewhere in the neighborhood of Rush Limbaugh money. Okay. That being said, a 4-time loser is going to take his time slot. Tucker Carlson is got to be one of the biggest idiots out there. And he has failed on various mainstream media forums, on Fox once, on I believe NBC twice, and there was I can't remember the name of it, but there was another venue that he failed on. So he has failed. His show has bombed out 4 times. Fox had him on, okay, and then they moved him to what's her face? Drew a blank there. Moved Tucker Carlson into Megyn Kelly's spot behind Mr. O'Reilly. Well, now Mr. Carlson is moving into Mr. O'Reilly's spot. And again, there are very few people that I would call huge idiots, but Tucker Carlson is definitely one of them. Mr. Carlson's spot is going to be taken over by Eric. I'm sorry, not Eric Bolling. Who's that other idiot that Bill O'Reilly always has on his show out in the field, asking stupid questions, and then they edit the people who answer the questions so that you only get the dumbest responses and not the people who actually know what's going on. Okay, I'm sorry. The guy that's going to be hosting the 5 that's moving into Carlson's spot is Jesse Waters. And I got to tell you that guy is another ignoramus. So I need to stop saying that. I just have a very low opinion of the people on Fox. And then Eric Bolling is going to be taking over the spot on the 5, but he's going to be, instead of having 4 additional, I guess, co-hosts on his particular show, he's going to be doing it alone. That is going to be an abortion, and I readily predict that that show is not going to last long. Waters' show probably won't last long either, but it'll last longer than Bolling's show, because at least Waters will have other people trying to take up some of the slack on his particular show. Now, with Mr. O'Reilly gone, the voice of Fox will now become Mr. Sean Hannity. Get on your knees and start praying, because if you thought that Fox was Trump friendly before, they will be bending over, kissing a whole lot of Trump butt, and turning around and passing the grease to Mr. Trump, because they are going to do everything and anything they can in order to be supportive of Donald Trump. I mean, they are going to go way, way overboard. At least one thing about O'Reilly, every so often he would ask a fairly decent question. You can forget about it from Hannity, because it's just not in his DNA. So long, Bill. Sayonara. Don't let the door hit you in the behind. We know that we're going to hear from you again. We just hope it's later rather than sooner.